and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here. If you are returning, I really do appreciate you rocking with me. If you haven't yet, please do all the nice things below, like liking, commenting, subscribing, and don't forget to share the videos. So basically today I'll be speaking about Maria Krebs, and she was basically a housewife. I say basically a lot, but anyway, she was a housewife in Bedfordview in Johannesburg, and she was known for the Threeinbedmurder. So she had been married to Ralf Krebs for 5 years, and so basically a week before the murder, Ralf had admitted or confessed to Maria that he had been cheating on her. And the other thing that Maria found out was that Ralf had pubic lice, like the lice on your body. So, but apparently she says that she had forgiven him for, you know, the cheating and basically being sick, I guess, having the pubic lice. So all has been forgiven. Now it's a week later, and it's actually Ralph's birthday. So on October 21st, 1987, around 10 p.m., Maria makes a call to Playmate Escort agency and says, okay, I want a girl to come, and she's gonna be a surprise for my husband, a birthday surprise. So the agency sends a girl to Maria's house, and the girl's name is Pat. That's her work name. Her real name is Miss Gertruda Magdalena Dupree, so I'm gonna call her Pat. So anyway, Maria had said that she just was gonna watch Pat and her husband, I guess, have intercourse or do whatever. So Pat gets to Maria's house, and she meets Maria and Ralph at the door. From the door, they go to the room where they are drinking the wines. So anyway, Maria tells Pat that you are my husband's surprise, my husband's little present for tonight. So Ralph gives Pat 120 rands cash check and tells Pat to caress his wife. So he tells Pat to caress Maria, and then after caressing Maria, they are gonna have intercourse. Pat and Ralph are gonna have intercourse. So so I guess after Pat has caressed Maria, Ralph and Pat now have intercourse, and a violent argument erupts between Ralph and Maria. So Ralph walks out of the room, and Maria actually tells Pat that I'm gonna kill my husband because he has been cheating on me with colored women, and basically he doesn't love me. He only married me because of my money. So Maria walks out of the room. Now Pat is left alone in the Krebs' room. So Pat hears a noise from another part of the house, and then Maria comes back into the room and actually shoots at Pat, but then like Pat doesn't die. So after shooting at her, she locks the door and then I guess walks away. So Pat is left in the room, and she actually uses the phone in the room to call her agency to say, I'm gonna need help. I need my driver to fetch me because this woman is about to shoot someone. So anyway, Pat eventually somehow gets out of the house, and then she goes to the neighbor's house, to the Chadley's house. When she gets there, she tells Mr. Chadley, it's now after midnight. She tells Mr. Chadley that you have to call the police because the woman next door is about to shoot her husband. So as Mr. Chadley is on the phone with the police, Pat's driver comes through and Pat leaves the scene. So 10 minutes after Mr. Chadley is done with the call, the Chadleys hear a noise from Maria's house, And so they go to where the noise was coming from, but they're still at their house. So they go to where the noise was coming from, and they actually see Maria sitting outside on the patio, naked on the bench. So Mr. Chadley decides, okay, he's gonna go to Maria's house to check out what's happening, I guess. By the time he gets there, Maria is actually in the lounge. So I guess after they saw her, she went inside. So she's actually now in the lounge, and she's dressed, and she's on the phone with one of her friends. So Ralph is actually on the hallway near the front door, and there's a revolver near him. There's a gun near him. I guess the gun that was used to shoot him. So okay, at this time, Mr. Chadley's daughter had already called the ambulance. So Mr. Chadley called the police, and his daughter called the ambulance. So Maria and Mrs. Chadley go to Maria's room, and Mr. Chadley actually stays and takes care of the children, because there's actually 2 children in the house, a 3 and a 5-year-old. So he's trying to, like, I guess, keep them from seeing what's happening. So yeah. Anyway, so Mr. Chadley eventually has to go out to direct the ambulance to the right house. So as he's walking to the front door, he realizes that the revolver, the gun, is no longer where it was, near Mr. Ralph. So while the paramedics were trying to revive Ralph, the police arrive, and the friend that Maria was on the phone with, she or he, I don't know, but the friend also arrives. So I guess this little piece of information is important for evidence sake. As one of the paramedics was talking to Maria, she had actually said, quote, "I hope that bastard dies," right? And later, when she had found out that he had actually died, she later then says, "I didn't mean to shoot him," which are 2 contradicting statements to make, because yeah. Okay, so Maria was obviously the only suspect. So her trial was held at Rand Supreme Court in Johannesburg in the early parts of 1989, so around March. So according to Maria, that day she had went shopping, and then she fetched the kids from school, and then when she got home, she had actually got into a little tiff with Ralph, because Ralph was angry that, so they were buying a house and they were supposed to go sign the bond, but then Maria wasn't available to go. So that's what Ralph was angry about. So anyway, they go to see the house together, and they were happy. So on that day, on the 21st of October, they had put the children to bed before 8 p.m. and then they had watched some news, and then they went to bed and had intercourse. So at some point, Ralph tells Maria that he loves her, and that's when Maria says, "How do you love me but you hurt me so much? Like, why would you cheat on me and yet you say you love me?" And that's when Ralph says, there's a difference between sex and love, and like for men it's easy to have intercourse with somebody and not love them, and I can actually prove it to you. And that's when Ralph suggests that they call the escort agency and get a girl, so that he can prove that, you can have intercourse with no love. So anyway, Ralph dials the escort agency and gets Maria to talk on the phone, though he's not the one who does the talking. So Maria talks to the agency and says, "I need a girl, blah blah blah." So eventually Pat arrives at the house, and Ralph actually goes to the door. He takes money out of Maria's purse, goes to the door, and Maria says she stayed behind under the duvet because she was naked. So anyway, Ralph comes back with Pat, to the room, and that's when Ralph writes out the 120 rand check. Then after that, um, Pat was told to caress Maria, and Maria was actually repulsed. She was like, "No, I don't do that. Like, I've never been with a woman like that, so I'm not playing these games." So, she was saying no to Pat's advances, and she was actually crying and kicking and saying no, though, like she didn't want to be touched. So after she was refusing Pat's advances, that's when Maria says she told Ralph that if that's what you want to do, like if you want to have intercourse with her, that's fine, but I'm not playing those games. So Ralph actually then starts having intercourse with Pat right there and then, and that's when Maria got angry and hit Ralph with a vase over his shoulder. And Ralph didn't even stop, he didn't even flinch, and that's when Maria hits Ralph with a bottle of wine over his head. After hitting Ralph on the head with the wine bottle, Maria says she runs into the bathroom and she actually locks herself in the shower. Then Ralph comes into the bathroom with a hammer and actually tries to like hit the shower door down, trying to get to Maria. But then he was unsuccessful, and then he just started screaming things at Maria like, "I'm gonna kill you," and yeah, he was just like angry. Ralph eventually walks away. Maria walks out into the room and finds that there's no one there, and that's when she sees her husband's gun in the cupboard, and she actually takes it, right? And she says she took it because she wanted to keep it safe, and she also wanted to check if it was loaded. So that's when Pat walks into the room, and Maria says she never threatened Pat, she never said anything to Pat, and that's when I guess Pat walks away and says, Maria says that was the last time she ever saw Pat. So after Pat, I guess, goes away, Ralph then comes into the room, and because Maria was scared or intimidated by Ralph, when Ralph comes in, she runs out and down the passage. I guess she was trying to get out the house, and so Ralph, I guess, is like following her, because now Ralph is at the top of the stairs and she is near the door, but the front door is locked, so I guess she can't go out. So she's feeling intimidated, she's feeling scared, so she tells Ralph, "Do not come any closer." Remember, she has the gun on her, and that's when she shoots Ralph, and Ralph actually touches his chest and sighs as he has been shot. So after all of that, Maria says that's when she runs to the neighbor's house to tell them everything that had happened. So that's Maria's account of what happened that day. So there were two facts that actually corroborated with Maria's side of the story. One is that the bathroom shower door was actually broken, which to the court showed that Ralph actually did break it while he was angry. And two, Maria had actually gone to the neighbor's house and she was naked, looking for help, which was a sign of it showed some sense of shock. So basically the court believed Maria's version of events. So they rejected Pat's, because the first version that I told was Pat's version, and they actually rejected that version, saying that her story is very contradictory, and only the testimony that she said that can actually be corroborated by other witnesses was accepted. So I think she was the only witness of what happened in the actual house. So apparently her testimony fell short of the requirements needed. On Monday, 13th of March, Maria was actually acquitted of the murder charges, and she was found guilty of culpable homicide. She was fined 2,000 rand or 1 year's imprisonment, and sentenced to a further 3 years, 5 years, suspended for 5 years. She was declared unfit to carry a firearm, and essentially acquitted of the murder charges. So Maria left the court essentially a free woman, and while she tried to like go back to her life, like she tried to like go back to being private, Pat wasn't trying to be private. Pat told her story to Scope, I think that's a magazine. She was actually on carte blanche, and she actually said this whole ordeal changed her life, and she actually left prostitution. So in South Africa, I think this is for back then, because I can't see how it's true today. A murder committed in a moment of passion is seen as mitigating circumstances and does not permit special treatment. So if the court accepts that the murder happened in a moment of passion, the act of murder is lessened to culpable homicide, which is why she was charged with culpable homicide. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know who Maria Krebs was. This one had a lot of detail, but I hope you were able to keep up and you understood. It's like a movie. It's like a movie. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys next time.